Hello and welcome back to Glitchy Toots. We are back to another week. I hope you had a really nice weekend. This week we proceed with the same edit. We're almost done though. We're left with two more clips and then we will be done with what we were working on. That's one thing that we can celebrate for this week. At least there are two more clips left and then we will be done with the whole thing. And what we have to work on is these ones and these ones. So let's see how far we can do today or how much we can cover today. Let's just begin from this side and then we proceed. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome. I hope you have a good morning. So as usual, every time we begin, we always end up having to fix the audio hardware and ensure that it's playing so that you guys can also hear it. Okay, yeah, it's working and blasting ears. So that works. Okay, so next thing is colors. We adjust those colors, so let's just put it at full and we fix the colors, effects, controls. Anywhere that we have the red, we set it back to, I don't know which shade of green would be off. Which shade of green would be the best for this one? Let's try with let's try a ramp. I want to try out a gradient ramp that maybe can appreciate two colors of this thing. So let's go for the ramp, gradient ramp, and maybe one side we go for the darker and then the other one we go for the green. Nah, maybe the pink that she uses. Pink, maybe a shade of pink will work. It's too dull. Maybe we can just try out the other ramp and move this here. No, swap colors, center here and then this one all the way. It's still looking very dark. Of course it will look dark. I use dark brown. What about a lighter shade? It looks more orange and does not look like her at all. So what would be the best color? She has green, she has pink, she has brown. Let's reduce the pink maybe and give brown instead. But not this shade of brown. Maybe this lighter one. What it looks like. But she looks like she's now blending in. And I feel like it's so... Maybe it's because I don't have the grid. I'm really not a fan of what is happening here. Huh? What have I been coloring? Why is it gone completely? Okay. So let's check that grid. Remember, we also have a grid here. But for the grid, I think the darker shade of brown will work instead of what we have. So something like that. And I feel like we should go a bit smaller. So let's try 150 by 150 instead. And then There was this part that I had tried last time, and I did layer styles with the drop shadow, and okay, this is what we're looking at, and went for a lighter color. So drop shadow, let's go for white and change this to screen so that we see it, and reduce the size so that it's sharp, and increase the distance up to, let's try 20 at around, oh, 20 is too much, 20 is too much, so maybe 15. 10 10 is good enough. And then maybe instead of white, let's just take pink. That shade is barely noticeable, or just a black one as usual. I don't want that. Maybe let me try brown. Let me try brown. But you know, because we're at screen, the brown is going to disappear. Multiply. Yeah. Okay. This works. This works. So just Control C, save that. And I really don't like this color here, because I can't see it. Maybe a lighter green, yeah. At least now the layers are visible. I couldn't see them honestly. So these two, Control V. Now they all have a background, and can you guys really hear the background music going on? Can't hear it. That I was listening to. I think that's more visible, more audible now. Oops, I'm supposed to change this to quarter, and then okay, so first this girl here is the main character. So let's just duplicate that for now. Scale up to, let's do 250. Should also adjust position, and then screen is too bright. Let's try overlay. If overlay doesn't work, we try multiply. I think multiply works best for this one, and then just reduce that opacity to around 20. We don't want it to pop, but we want to give character to the background. That's why we're adding it. And then let's remove this. Okay, let me just maintain it. It might help. I was thinking of removing this background at first, but I changed my mind. So I still want to give something to this background, but I don't want it to be busy. Let's see what she needs first. Let's see what she needs. We need to bring her some the CC jewels also. Zoom in. But you see all these circles going on, all those circles going on, they're also good, so I'm interested in them. I'll bring them over here and make sure I paste them after the background. So Control V and take them there. Let's see. They're not even centered. So do we have... So what I need to do is center them. Here. Align layers. Align that. And align the final one. Let's check the scale. The scales are massive because the thing goes up to 1000%. So now we also need to figure out the colors for this. Unless we go green. But she's green. What can we do about it? That's her color. I feel like a darker shade of green would look interesting. But we're going with maybe dark brown instead. Maybe dark brown because we have a light brown background. We can try out dark brown. And then she can be green and then pop well on the background. Maybe we can use that argument. And then for the last one, welcome, thanks for joining. So for the last one, I also make that brown, and then we see how the full thing looks like. So Control V, and it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't look so badly off actually. But then you have to remember one thing. This has to move to the back so that it does not block these other characters when they're moving into the clip. Sorry. And then one thing I almost forgot is I need to add the script. First layers. I really like this script. And add a null. Put it all the way here. So add a null. And let each and every layer be linked to that null. But it acts like the main controller. When I zoom in, everything that is linked to it is going to be zoomed in. Thank you so much for joining. I'd appreciate if you like to show your support, and if you haven't followed yet, please do. So let's proceed. What I'm thinking, this zooms out, zooms back in. So what we can do here, scale, is start with something a bit lower. Maybe we can go at 50. And then thank you so much for the likes. And then maybe pop up to 150. We go 20 frames. And move up to 150. 150. And then let's edit. Let's edit that a bit to the left. Thank you so much for the likes. Okay, I think that flows. What we need to work on here now is that background, unless what I do here is I don't link this color. I don't link this background. None. I unlink the backgrounds. None. Let's set them back to their normal scales. The only disadvantage is the grid. I'm also having issues with that grid. So what I can do, let's try a motion tile. Motion tile usually is used to expand. It's used to expand a clip. So maybe that can be what we actually need. Thank you so much for the likes. Mirror edges, and then output height and width, we can go with 200. Width also 200. Yeah, it works. So adding that to the grid actually works. Let's see if it moves, it flows. There's a bit of a delay here when this motion comes in. Maybe the delay is because it doesn't go directly here. Let's try that once again. Thanks for joining. Let's try that again. Maybe this part here, and just push it again so that it's, peaks at both ends. I don't know, there's some issues. Maybe also drag it all the way. No. Oh, I pull it back a bit. Oh, no. That is worst. I don't like that movement, honestly. Was it because I wasn't doing the scale? No, I did both. Let's just do a value graph. And then push it here and here. And the same for position, but now for position you'll need to separate dimensions and then select the one that I've been editing, which would be the Y position, and do the same thing to the graph, which is dragging these pointers. Let's try that.